I have these beautiful, long, sculpted gel nails. A lot of nail estate. But there's a lot of nail estate on the underside. It's really what I'm into right now. That's what I'm gonna do today. Check it out. Let's get started. I just released a video where I painted the underside, a beautiful little design on clear nails, but I didn't really pause and walk through step by step. That's what I'm gonna do. The first thing I'm gonna do is smooth it over with a file. It's a little harder when it's underneath, so you gotta work with it a little. I get like this spongy file and not a very strong grit, just enough that the gel polish will stick to it. And I'm just taking the corner tip and I'm just sort of sticking it in the end there and just sort of sanding it. The smoother that is, the easier the lines will just glide on. Or swirls, dots, whatever you're doing. I didn't do this in the last video, the first time I ever did this, because I didn't even really think about that. But as I was painting it on, it was a little bit bumpy. So this is to get the optimum effect, to make it nice and smooth. It's hard because we're filing on the inside of it, not you're usually going like this, but we're actually going the opposite. It's a bit awkward because it's a total different direction that we don't normally do, right? So like I say, this is a bit awkward because you don't normally do this. Okay, and I'm just gonna run under them to get a nice flat edge. Okay. Now I'm going to put my little glasses on and I'm going to then grab this cleanser with a lint-free pad, and I just want to wipe the underside where I caused all that filing. There's dust. Just want to get rid and clean it all up. Get rid of that dust. You just want it to be nice and clean. Now, the way I've done these nails, they are actually very curvy on the inset of that. If your nails tend to be rather flat in there and you haven't carved it out, that's okay. That's totally fine. You can paint on that probably easier than if it's really going inward. It'll be a lot easier, actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to top coat it. I'm going to do a very, very thin coat, and I don't want that to bulk up or flood near the tip of the finger too much. Now, sometimes it does do that. That's why we really don't top coat or paint underneath it, because it really can get in there. But just do a very, very light coat and don't flood in that fingertip area. See how it makes them quite clear? As soon as you put that top coat in there, just clears them right up. Oh yes, and you can see a little bubble there in the index. That happens sometimes when you're working with gel. I will say I'm not an expert at gel, so I'm still working on my bubble situation. Sometimes I'll just get rid of the polish on the brush and just go back and just wipe away any excess. Just check and make sure nobody bulked up. No, it's pretty good. Okay, I'm just gonna stick that in there and I'm gonna, oops, stick it upside down. That's what we're curing. We're curing the underside. We wanna give that 30 seconds. Okay. So the color I'm going to use to make the stripes is Light Elegance Buttercream. I love this stuff. Comes in many different colors, but today I'm going to use white. This is called Just White. I do have a collection of brushes. In the last video I used this, which was the Kolinsky by Mosaic, which was a great brush for what I did in the last video. But for more stripes, like long, thin stripes, I'm going to use the Stripy. That looks like this. And you'll see why that is so effective in this particular design. Okay. So I'm just getting the brush saturated with the product. Okay, and I will be honest, I haven't done a lot of line designs. So we'll do this together as a newbie. Again, this would be easier to do on a client because you have another hand to help stabilize. But really stabilize your hand on something because this is going to be a hard, awkward design to do. Okay, I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but I'm just going to, I like this brush because it really does very, very tiny lines. See how tiny that is? I'm just winging it here. It just, the little lid fell off. I think I'm going to paint this triangle in. It's just kind of abstract. See it from the other side, although the stripes are too little, doesn't look so good from the other side. So I'm just going to paint the whole end of it. Like an arrowhead. You know how hard it is to draw a straight line across a curved surface? I don't think that's working. You know, and when you make a mistake and you want to erase it, just get some alcohol. You've already cured that polish under there. So just get some alcohol, wipe it away, and start again. You don't have to put the clear coat. It just makes it a little bit easier for the product to slide. It's fun playing around with new techniques and different designs. I'm just going to do the thumb now. I see some unevenness, but we're not going to talk about that.
Who said it needs to be even?
That's true. So there's much more nail estate on the thumb. More room for me to make a mistake, I guess. There'd be endless designs you could make by doing underneath nails. We did it with the Louis Vuitton, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I know when I should stop. And I think that's now. Okay, so I'm just going to nuke it. Oh, upside down. Not used to doing under the nail estate. Okay, so we'll nuke that for 30 seconds. Okay. Now we just have to put the top coat on to seal it. And when we do that, we want to do it really thin once again. We don't want it to gather in under there. We already have a layer under there, plus the design, plus another coat on there for sealing the top coat. So we've got to make it nice and thin. But you do want to do it because this gel in particular, as most painting gels, need to be sealed.
Now, is that a top coat or is it an undercoat?
Well, technically it's a top coat and we're using it under.
Ah, sounds confusing.
Smarty pants. When you do it too, it just makes it a bit smoother. Just want to seal the whole thing in. Give it a nice protective layer. Nice shiny layer. Make sure you get the sides too, because remember I did paint those white sides. Make sure you grab those too. You want to nuke that. I didn't do that painting on the sides with the thumb, but oh well. Kind of decide if we like one way or the other. You can totally see the difference, right? Mm-hmm. And if you go over on the underside, take it off. Thought I did, but I actually didn't. Okay. So you want to give that a top coat nuke. Flip it upside down. Keep forgetting that. Check out the beautiful reveals. Well, that's seriously taking advantage of nail estate. I love it. Hey, if you guys want to come to one of my classes, I've got one offered in September 17th. If you want to check it out, it's at workshop.nailcareer.com for all the details. Love to see you guys. Thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.